Okay, well, hello everybody. Just wanted to give you a little bit of an introduction to myself and to this course. So first of all, welcome. Thank you for taking this course. I hope you have a good experience with it. This is General Chemistry 1, and I am Dr. Moore. So first of all, just a little bit about me. I have been an assistant professor at MSSU since the fall of 2018. And prior to that, I served in the U.S. Navy as an officer for about 20 years. I served in many different capacities. For 4 years, I taught at the Navy's Nuclear Power School in Charleston, South Carolina. And then I also spent lots of years working in the Navy's drug screening laboratories. If you're not familiar with the military, you may not know that anybody in the military at any time can be called upon to provide a urine sample for drug testing. It's called random urinalysis. And so I worked in those laboratories that did the drug testing. But I also had the opportunity to work in a virology research group for about 3 years, doing some research on the influenza virus. And then my final assignment in the Navy was actually teaching general chemistry at the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. And I enjoyed my teaching assignments so much that I decided that that's what I wanted to do in my civilian career, which is what brought me to MSSU back in 2018. Another reason, as you can see right there, is that I grew up in the area. I grew up in Carthage, Missouri. I got my bachelor's degree from what was then called Southwest Missouri State University in Springfield. Of course, now it's just Missouri State, so it gives you an idea about how old I am. And then I got my PhD in chemistry from Kansas State University. So now what I'd like to do is to go over some very important course information, and I'm looking at the syllabus for this course. So I've highlighted some of it just to remind me what to go over, but it is important that you read all of it. So first of all, for this course, because it's online, all of your lessons will be available to you on demand. You go into Blackboard, and I'll demonstrate this in a little bit. You go into Blackboard and you'll click on an assignment in a Blackboard folder, and it will take you to an assignment that will have some components to it. It'll have a video component, so you'll watch the video, and that's where you actually get the lesson presentation. But then it will tell you throughout the video at times to pause and answer questions either in the Blackboard assignment or in our CHEM0140 app, which is something that I'll get into in a couple minutes, or something else, maybe an attempted question on your lesson handout. But in addition to the on-demand lessons, we will have a couple live sessions each week, Sundays at 8 p.m. and Thursdays at 1 p.m., where we'll use Zoom to have a live classroom session where I will answer your questions if you have any. Maybe you're stumped on a homework problem or you don't quite understand a concept and you want me to try and explain it again. I will do so during those live sessions. But also, if I'm not getting a lot of questions from you in the class, I'll have some of my own questions just that you can use to sort of check your own knowledge, gauge your own understanding, but also just extra practice as well. Okay, so those will be, again, live sessions each week via Zoom, and more information will come out shortly on how to log into those meetings. So, Blackboard is going to be very important for this course. In general, it's your responsibility to check Blackboard frequently. Now, when I say frequently, I mean almost daily, because that's where all the lesson assignments are. That's where important announcements will be, important documents. Your unit quizzes will be in Blackboard. So it is important to stay on top of it by checking Blackboard frequently. Okay, some important information about myself. Since this is an online course, I figured that the main thing that you need to know about me is this is my cell phone number, and this is my email address. So I give my online students my cell phone number because I know that these days texting is a common way of communicating, and I do text a lot myself. And so if you have a question, feel free to send me a text. But if you do, please just identify yourself in the text. But also email is a good way to communicate with me. And then, once we establish that initial contact through the email or through the text, we can talk over the phone or we can meet over Zoom. Okay, so those are all the learning objectives. Be sure you read those. One thing that I wanted to emphasize is that I want you to make sure you have your expectations correctly set. And that is, if you expect to do well in this course, then I think that you need to be able to spend about 9 hours a week on it. And that includes the times where you're viewing the lessons and taking the notes. And on top of that, doing the homework problems, doing the extra practice problems, reviewing looking at other tutorial videos, reading the textbook, things like that. So we're looking at 9 hours a week. Some students might not need to spend that much. Some students might need to spend more, but on average, about 9 hours a week. Okay, so the textbook. The good news is the textbook is free and it's online. Here's a link for you. It's called OpenStax Chemistry 2A. And you can order a print copy if you're very much set on having your own print copy. If you go to this website, you can order one. But another app that I use, or another tool that I use with instruction, is this app called CHEM01. And here's the link. And later in this assignment, you'll actually see the step-by-step instructions on how to register for your account, download the app, and use this course code to make sure that I have visibility on your work. Because I use this app to assign homework, and there'll be extra practice problems as well. Okay, and then of course you'll need a scientific calculator for this course. Okay, grading. Everybody's always concerned about grading, policies regarding that. So this course is worth 1,000 points. And I do that on purpose so that you know that if you want to make an A, then you need to earn 900 points. If you want to make a B, you need to earn 800 points, and so on. So this is how the points break down. So first of all, there's 200 points of it are what I call flex points. And those are earned primarily in those Blackboard lessons that I was talking about earlier, and I'll show you more about in just a couple minutes. In Chem 101, that I was just talking about, that app, there will be homework assignments. This course is 7 units, okay, and each unit will have a homework assignment. Each homework assignment is worth 10 points, and so those homework assignments will be a total of 70 points. Now, after each unit, we will also have a unit quiz. Those are 80 points each, so for a total of 560 points. Again, they'll be in Blackboard, and they will use this proctoring system called HonorLock that we'll talk about in just a second. Towards the end of the semester, I will have another Chem 101 homework assignment for you to do, and it will be a review assignment for the whole semester. And that's because this last item here, the comprehensive final exam, covers all of the topics from the semester, and that will be worth 140 points. Okay, so the unit quizzes and the final exam, and perhaps some other things, will be proctored through what's called HonorLock. HonorLock is a software package that is incorporated into Blackboard, and that I'll use to proctor the exams so that you can take them on your own time in a certain time window, right? And it works pretty well. But you will have to do some things to make sure that your home computer is compatible. One thing you'll need is Google Chrome as the web browser, and you have to get a certain extension for Google Chrome, which is right here. So again, just read this in more detail. And there actually, one of the first Blackboard assignments that you do is a trial run with HonorLock. So just at this point, be aware that you will need Google Chrome, you'll need a webcam, either on your laptop or desktop. You can't do HonorLock, you can't do the quizzes and with your phone. It has to be with a laptop or desktop with a webcam and Google Chrome as the web browser. Okay? All right, so the grading scale is a traditional grading scale. But some other important things I want you to know about the grading policy is that, first of all, don't email me to ask about what your grade was on one assignment or overall, because you can always go into Blackboard, and with the My Grades menu on the left part of the screen in Blackboard, you can see all of your grades for each assignment and the total grade as well, a cumulative grade as well. Okay, so there will be due dates, and if you miss a due date on a unit quiz, then the most you can earn on that quiz is going to be 50% of the original total, so 40 points. Okay, that's the best you can do if you miss the due date on a unit quiz without permission in advance. There are times when, for legitimate reasons, you have to miss a due date on a quiz. Just arrange that with me as soon as you can, as soon as you know about it. Okay, but it needs to be before the due date. All right. Now, this next bullet here, you are allowed 4 unit quiz do-overs. A do-over is just a second attempt at the quiz, and you just have to email me to set that up. And then if you take a do-over, then your highest score will be the official score that's kept in the gradebook. Now, if you choose not to do a do-over, you can also get some points back by arranging a meeting with me, where we go over the quiz, focusing on the questions that you missed. We'll do that through Zoom. And so it just starts with emailing me to set up an appointment to do that, okay? And you can do that on any of the quizzes that you didn't do a do-over on. Okay, and then also there will be some bonus points available throughout the semester, as kind of at my discretion. All right, so the lessons, you'll get a sense of what the lessons are like in just a couple minutes when I demonstrate. But basically it will be a PowerPoint presented in video. And as I said, there are the live Zoom sessions twice a week for Q&A and some practice. But you'll also have opportunities to learn and to solidify your learning, to master the material through the homework assignments and then again through the quizzes. Okay, and of course I'm always available for one-on-one help if you're struggling with the concept or with an assignment. Just again email me and we can set that up. Right, again, some more important policies from the university that you need to read from the syllabus. Okay, so now I want to talk to you a little bit about how to use Blackboard if you're not familiar with it. Particularly for this course. So usually you land on the announcements. This is where I'll have all the important announcements for the course. But most of the best information is going to be here in the course home. And you'll see other folders. I haven't populated it completely yet, but a couple of important folders for you. One of them is going to be the lesson handouts. So for each lesson, there will be a fill-in-the-blank handout that you should download. Okay. So for example, you go to Unit 1, and then you go to the Lesson 1 handout. So this is what the Lesson 1 handout kind of looks like and gives you an idea about what I mean by the fill-in-the-blank notes. So you want to download those for each lesson to help you take notes. Okay, so just to demonstrate what a lesson looks like, you go to the folder for lessons and other assignments. And again, we'll just go to Unit 1 as an example. And so this is where you'll actually get the lesson material. So you click the link, okay? And here will be the lesson video. So they're uploaded to YouTube, okay? And the other thing I'll point out is that for the Chem 101 homework assignment and the extra practice assignment, these are the homework problems and the extra practice problems that are applicable to this lesson. So that's good because that's what you should attempt. Those are the problems you should attempt soon after you're done. So you can go ahead and click the link for the video. Okay, so it pulls up the video on YouTube. All right, but then you can go back to the assignment and actually begin the assignment, because what it's going to do in the video at certain points, it will tell you to pause and then you go and you try these questions, for example, in the assignment. Okay, and these are worth some of those flex points that I talked about earlier. Okay, and of course when you're done you just click save and submit. Okay, so here's an example of what the Chem 101 homework is like. So again, the Chem 101 app, you'll need to get set up. And so for example, you'll have the Unit 1 homework. It will tell you how much time you have to get it done, gives you the due date. Okay, you click on that assignment, and then as you can see, you just click on any problem to work on it. Okay. And then the other type of problem that you'll want to know about are the practice problems. So here are the extra practice assignments. So the difference between homework and extra practice or practice is that the homework is mandatory and part of your grade. But the practice problems are meant to, as the name implies, just give you more practice so that you can master the material. What I say is that doing the homework alone is not good enough to, prepare you for the unit quizzes. You should be doing as many of the extra practice problems as time allows. Okay, so that's everything I think I wanted to cover. So I hope everybody feels like they're well prepared for the course. And if you ever need any help, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And other than that, let's get going.